in our path and entrust to us. We ask that you bless abundantly as we continue to seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with this board in all deliberations and help us to be wise in the decisions we make for the good of all those who have placed their trust and confidence in this leadership. Give us the insight and the courage to lead with integrity, that our decisions will reflect what is right and what is good. Help us make decisions that are for the good of all parties. Guard us from our own blind self-interest. Grant us humility to always seek your will in all that we do and say. All glory be to you, our loving God. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. And then I have Miss Marvin here to introduce the Choctaw II language class that will lead us in the pledge.
Thank you. First of all, thank you. We really appreciate you guys inviting us this evening. I have awesome students, as you hear me say often. So tonight we have Choctaw I and Choctaw II students with us. And as you know, November is Native American Heritage Month, so we're going to share with you a Choctaw social greeting. Now we realize you probably don't all know what they're saying, so we're going to slow it down for just a moment. Hello, how are you? I'm doing well, and you? I'm great. I'll see you later. See you later. So Choctaw Nations and many other tribes don't say goodbye. They say see you later. So we want to thank you guys. We feel like the most important word right now that we can share with you guys from Choctaw Nation is Yoko-Ki. And we want to thank you guys. Yoko-Ki means thank you for inviting us. Yoko-Ki. Go ahead, pledge.
And y'all are already all standing, so.
Here we go.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So also with us this evening, we are honored to share with you Choctaw Nation District 4 Princess, Miss Shelby Reese. She is one of our own, so we want to thank her for being here with us. What did she say? Oh, okay. If you'll give us one moment, we have a little miss with us also. Awesome. She's absolutely worth the wait, ladies and gentlemen. Here she is, Little Miss, District 4, Choctaw Nation, Nevaeh Jimenez.
Pinky Abba Ispinilima Chihotifot Holy Topa Chinyak Nit Minti Na isha nikan ya Nipan Yomahi Himak Nitak Ishpipita Ahikapin kashofi, ahikakilin kashofi. Anuk palika ishpilawilina, nanuk polo pithako fichi. Chema pelichika. Ishtayanthi, Holy Topa, Yat Bilia. Amen.
Thank you, guys. I want to thank you guys again, Yoko Ki, to my Choctaw Language 1 and 2 kiddos, and thank you for inviting us. Chapisa Lachaki.
That was fantastic. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, I call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Here. Here. Here.
Yes.
Here. All right, thank you to everyone for being here tonight. We appreciate your participation and attendance. Support Employee of the Month.
Yep, so let's go ahead and start with Mr. Shaw first. So district, we'll go ahead and go around front like we normally do, guys. And Mr. Cochran will be the one kind of recognizing Mr. Shaw. Who wants to be one of those first ones? I know who gave that one. We got two. That's the first one? No, second. Okay. There you go.
All right, we'd like to recognize Mr. Richard Shaw. Richard's been a dedicated employee of Poto Public Schools for 37 years. Driven a bus for us for 36 of those years. Is also kind of an unsung hero. A lot of stuff that gets done that you don't necessarily realize needs to get done. Richard's the one that's doing those kind of in the background. From taking care of the baseball, softball complex to the high school grounds and delivering groceries once a week for commodities and just about anything else we ask of him. He takes care of it. He doesn't like the limelight, but he certainly deserves this honor. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
As he's walking out, I'm honored tonight to celebrate Ira Harris. He serves as one of our custodians at the SEC. The teachers have said of him, Mr. Ira goes above and beyond for everyone at our site. He is one of the backbones of what makes the SEC a special place. He has a lot on his plate at the moment and still manages to greet every child with a smile and serve them to the best of his ability. Without Mr. Ira, our SEC building would have an impossible gap to fill. Mr. Ira has a job few people want, but he shows up every day with a smile and a warm hello. Mr. Ira consistently shows up to our site. He not only manages his duties, but has been tasked to cover all the duties due to an opening custodial position, which we got filled. Even with the added task, he's supported, good-spirited, and eager to offer a helping hand. Ira is a model of what a team player looks like, and the key reason our site runs efficiently. Teresa Quant says, school custodians, the quiet hero of the school. They are always the first to arrive each day, clean up messes, and no one dares to touch, and befriends everyone that passes by. This is very true of our Mr. Ira, and I'm so proud to honor you this evening.
And I will say First National Bank has sponsored this last year and again this year. So every recipient gets a $25 gift card. And then at the end of the year, there's a chance for an $800 award for the Support Employee of the Year. So really thankful for First National. All right, let's get a picture. Hey, you guys got to come to the middle. Y'all got to go to the middle. I know you don't want to. No, you're not. Where's Jody? Yes, thank you. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate you.
We are, but I'm going to talk a little bit so y'all may want to
You do. That's a good point.
Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate everything that y'all do for our schools.
This is one of our favorite times of the year because we feel like we have outstanding faculty and staff. We just recognize some of our support staff. This is the time of year that each site has its own process for selecting their Teacher of the Year. Once they do that in December, we will have a committee that will meet to interview our site Teachers of the Year. They also submit a little essay about their philosophy of teaching and kind of what makes them who they are as a teacher in the classroom. Mr. Kempnick's in on that process, and then last year's Teacher of the Year will also, their district teacher will also be on that committee. So one of the things that we were really excited about last year that Mr. Kempnick really championed was bringing in the Oklahoma Teacher Empowerment Program to give our teachers kind of extra incentive for participating in this. So our site teachers each received $4,500 and our district winner received $7,500. So I think that's a great thank you for the great job that they do in the classroom. So without further ado, this year's winners, if y'all will come down when I call your name. Primary is Amy Snap. She's our reading interventionist. Upper elementary is Jennifer Phillips. She teaches 4th grade for us. Pansy Kid has Ken Braden, who does 5th grade science. Our 7th and 8th grade center is Katie Stubbs, and she teaches family and consumer sciences for us this year. And then high school, the winner there was Robin Stockton. She's new to the site, but she is not new to teaching. She's been at it for quite a while, and she teaches math for us.
Yes, you guys a little bit. Here, on black, but on carpet. Good to go. And then we'll all kind of squeeze in behind. You guys want to go? You can't. You're going up.
Congratulations. I was already
Whatever. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations to each of you. We appreciate everything that y'all do in the classroom, and I know that some of my kids have gone through some of your classrooms, and I know that there is a place in heaven for each of you, so.
Yeah, and feel free to go ahead and leave if you are done. You don't want to sit around and listen to the finance pieces coming up. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
All right, do we have any comments from the public?
No, ma'am.
Discussion and vote to approve or not approve the auditor exit presentation for 23-24.
All right, you guys are up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Caleb Carlson. I'm with Jenkins and Kemper. I'm going to be presenting your 24 fiscal year audit. And if you want to turn to page 4, we'll get started here. So on page 4, on the third paragraph down, Poto Public Schools gets an adverse opinion on U.S. generally accepted accounting principles. And this is just because as a public school, you follow a regulatory basis set by the Oklahoma State Department of Education. The second paragraph, in our opinion, except for the effects of the matters described in the following paragraph, the financial statements referred in the first paragraph present fairly, in all material respects, the assets, liabilities, and fund balances arising from a regulatory basis transaction for each fund type and account group. And then we're going to turn towards the back to page 41. And on page 41, this just goes over last year's findings. Last year we had a issue with revenue recognition. Some revenue for the building fund was receipted into the general fund and accident, and that was corrected. And that is no longer a problem this year, so that was good that that was corrected. And we'll turn back a page to page 40. And on line number 7 of page 40, this just identifies the federal programs that we tested this year, which this year was the Education Stabilization Fund, which should be the last year that we test that. That's the remaining of your COVID money. And then we also tested child nutrition, and there at the very bottom, it just says that there were no findings for those federal programs. And then right above that, for your financial statement audit, there was no findings this year as well. And that's really all I have for you, unless you have any questions.
I'm good, thank you.
Any questions? All right. I'd entertain a motion with regards to our auditor exit presentation.
I'll make a motion to approve the auditor exit presentation for 23 and 24.
I'll second this motion.
And I just have a document to hand to you guys to sign and have notarized here.
Okay.
It'll be for all the board members and the superintendent.
Roll call.
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
McGee?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Yocum?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want it all signed in the same color?
It doesn't matter.
So what time I bring a blue pen?
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
I'd entertain a motion with regards to the minutes of the special board meeting from October 21st.
I'll second his motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Financial reports and encumbrances.
So if you'll turn with me to the pink sheet, we'll start off with the month of October. In our general fund, our revenue is up, and that is still due to the midterm state adjustment that we received last year. Our expenses for October in the general fund, we are down some, and that is mainly due to last year we had purchased books in the month of September and October, and this year our books were purchased in the month of November. So that's why we are still down some in our expenditures. We do have a deficit in our general fund for the month of October, and that is typical for this month. We'll see as revenue starts coming in January for the ad valorem, but for the month of October, we're usually at a deficit. And then if you'll look with me in the building fund for the month of October, there was not a lot of activity in our revenue or in our expenditures. Our revenue was up just a little bit, and that's mainly due to our interest that we're receiving on that higher fund balance in building fund. And then if you look with me at the child nutrition for the month of October, our revenues are up, and that is our federal reimbursement. This year we do have free meals for preschool through 8th grade, and so our meals have went up, and our federal reimbursement has went up. And then our expenses, due to the same thing, they have also went up because of our expenses with OPA, more meals, more expenses there. So we're still setting good in our child nutrition. And then if you'll flip over to the next sheet, this is our year-to-date balances. Starting with general fund, our revenue is up, and that is still due to the midterm state aid. Also, in this year, we did receive more prior year federal than we did in the past year. Our expenses are down, and that is really due to the books right now. In the month of November, we're actually going to spend over $150,000 on some math books for our students that we just paid for out of this month. And our fund balance in our general is still looking very good. I do want to just kind of let you know when we get to our encumbrances, we do have in there 2 activity buses, which is over $350,000, just to kind of put that out there, and also 2 electric buses that we'll go over in more detail when we get there. So yes, we're looking good, but we are going to start spending some more money out of that general fund. Building fund, our revenue is up, mainly due to one federal claim that came in from prior year. And our expenditures are up in building fund, and this is because we have started some capital improvement projects this year. And then the fund balance as of October 31st in our building fund still looks very good. Just as a FYI, we will be paying for that turf out there for over $500,000 this year. We also have started, and I know Devin will go over, started renovating the new admin building, so that's like approximately $500,000. And then we will also start making our loan payments on our building and land. So that's another a large amount as well. So building fund, yes, it looks really good, and we're going to have some large expenditures, and we still will have some red bud and the ad valorem coming back in. Child nutrition revenues, they are down a little bit year-to-date, but they will start, I imagine they'll be about the same as the end of the year, once we start receiving more of those federal funds coming in for the lunches. And our expenditures are up due to the expenses in the lunches already that's hit. And also, we did have some increases in salaries for this year for child nutrition.
On child nutrition, was it 22 or 23 the last time that we were getting the federal payments for?
It was probably during COVID. So during COVID, we got reimbursed at a free, during COVID, we got reimbursed as a summer rate, which is higher than the free rate. So that was like in 21. And then we had to start, the parents had to start paying. And so, but we did have extra funds because of the COVID money that came in. So we're really grateful that right now we're starting to get the federal funds back in. So it's kind of really helped us out with our child nutrition funding. Does anyone have any questions? If you will look with me on the very next sheet, this is our general fund encumbrances. I'm just going to go over some of the larger ones with you. On the front, you'll go about the middle, PL number 584. We are at the PKMS gym. We have went in with them and we are paying for some paint and labor there to get that gym looking good at the PKMS. And then almost at the bottom on that first page, number 593, we are going to install sprinklers at the softball, and general fund's going to pay half and activity fund is going to pay half and get that going for the softball field. On page 2 at the top, number 601, that is 2 activity buses that we would like for you to approve. Our activity buses right now, 2008, and so that would be a big win for the school if we could get 2 new activity fund buses. And also on this page, we have several POs, and I'm not going to list them all, but for our 21st century, which we are glad that we have, and Miss Amber Brand is over that, and so she is starting to buy some supplies and equipment for that after-school program. And then at the bottom of this page, number 620, this is for installation at the new ag barn that we have, and our ag advisors went out and received a grant for $3,000, and then we will be picking up the difference on that out of the general fund. So we're proud to get that going. On page 3, about halfway, number 628, we do have some roof damage after the storm. I think there was some different things at different buildings, and so this is kind of trying to cover all of those repairs that we can get taken care of. And if you'll go almost to the bottom, number 635 is to Ross Transportation. That is for a charging station. And then right below that is 636, and this is, and Devin will go over more of this. I just want to kind of explain to you because it looks like a large amount. It's 2 electric buses. This would be the total amount if we had to pay for 2 electric buses. So we had to put a PO in to Bluebird. However, we will be reimbursed about $690,000 of that. So it's going to almost just leave us a little over $40,000 that we'll have to pay for 2 electric buses. And we also will apply for a tax credit too. Not 100% how that will work, but we are going to apply for that too. So it may not cost us very much at all to get these buses. And then the next sheet is our cafeteria, and there are 4 POs there. PO number 26 is our normal OPA, and then PO number 27, this is for 2 electric ovens at our primary. Both of these ovens are over 25 years old, and they were having some problems, so we're going to go ahead and purchase, if you'll approve, 2 new ovens for that cafeteria. And then the rest is all of our financial support for every fund that gives you a lot of detail if you have any questions. And if you go all the way over, just so you know about, I know activity, sometimes people have questions, but if you go all the way over to the blue sheet, past all the financials, there are all those other different pages, the blue sheet will always have our activity fund, and on the back, it shows our balance for our activity fund, and that's over 749,000, so we're doing good in our activity fund as well. We have a lot going in and out of there. Does anyone have any questions?
Just kind of a follow-up on that. I mean, if someone wanted to see, each month when we come, someone wanted to see like extra expenses that had been, I guess, extra revenue that had been brought in, like there was a fundraiser or something that would show up on like the
Yes,
next
it'll
month,
show.
and they'd easily be able to.
Yes, so this is just for the, all, these are just like for the month of October. So
Right.
you can see what they started at, what their revenue was, or receipts, and then what their payments, what went out. And then it ends with their balance.
Any other questions? Not an entertain a motion with regards to our financial reports and encumbrances.
Make a motion that we approve. I'll second this motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Adams? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Change orders?
No.
Consideration and vote to elect or not elect the following as new members of the Board of Directors of the Oklahoma Public Schools Investment Interlocal Cooperative.
Yeah, so they have a committee that has selected these three. They have an entire process. So with us being members, all we're doing is approving what the committee had selected. And none of these would, I mean, have a huge impact on us. And I asked, I don't know if anybody knows anything negative on any of them, so.
I'll make a motion, we vote to elect said members.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Discussion and vote to approve or not approve an increase in the flex benefit amount as of January 1st, 2025.
Yeah, so Valerie's going to cover 9 and 10 here.
Okay, so on the very next, on the very next page, you can see the list of our 2025, which starts in January. So every year, we have to look at our flex benefit amount. And this year, it went up from $679.62 to $707. So we would like for you to approve that. We can't change that amount. That is basically what it is, but we have to bring it to you so you can approve it.
Any questions? Anyone want to make a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the $707. I'll second his motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Discussion and vote to approve or not approve an increase in the health savings account amount as of January 1st, 2025.
So with the increase in our flex benefit, also our health savings amount has increased. Last year it was $205, and this year it'll be $214 that goes on, it's a monthly amount that goes onto their health savings account.
Anyone have any questions about that? I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we approve.
I'll second his motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
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 Discussion and vote to approve or not approve board policy.
Yeah, so the OSSBA had come out with the whole list. We got approved actually a couple months ago. However, these have been kind of on hold because we knew we wanted to put more time into these and go through them and make sure they work. We did have a certain amount of work that we had to do on these. So first I want to talk about CKAH, CKAH-P, and FFACC. So CKAH is in regards to AED. There were new laws in regards to that, so this policy gets us in line with that. The sudden cardiac arrest is the CKAH-P, and then diabetes is FFACC. We had a committee, and when I say a committee, we really had Michelle Hunt that led this up. So at this time, I'd like to call Michelle up and let her kind of go through what these are and how they're going to benefit POTO to have them in place.
So I am Michelle Hunt. I'm the one of the RNs for the POTO School District, if you don't know me. And so I have been given the title of also AED coordinator, and what that means is that I'm going to order supplies, and I'm going to make sure that all of the equipment is ready to use in case we ever, did need it. And we don't want to use it, but we want to be able to use it and have it work if we need to. So what I'll do is make sure that everything's in working order, and any equipment or supplies that we may need in relation to the AEDs, I will order. I'll follow up with each site as far as training that needs to be completed on a yearly basis and as needed. And also I'll be available with any questions if anybody wants to contact me. So Oklahoma schools are required to develop the cardiac emergency response team now. And so what we'll do is we make sure that all the AEDs are accessible at each site. We do have some signage left to put up so that we can, it's easier to see when you're in the hallways, where it is. With the new guidelines that are in place for Oklahoma schools, we're going to implement the AED and cardiac emergency response plans for the district. This is not to replace EMS, but so that we can start life-saving treatment until EMS arrives. By doing so, the chance of survival actually increases by 53%. So, it's a huge thing. I've been with the school for 5 years. We've never had to use it at POTO District, but I know that there was an incident at Howe, that a teacher had a heart attack at one time, recently within the last couple of years, I think. And so I'm not even sure if they had the AED, but she did not make it, unfortunately. But, those things could occur, and we want to be able to take care of that if it happens. There will be drills performed to assess the effectiveness of the current plans. So if things aren't, working out like we think that they should be, then we'll adjust to that. So the plans have been discussed with each site, and once approved by the board, will be put in place. The AEDs have been serviced to make sure that they're all working and accessible to each site. We're also going to be ordering 2 new AEDs for the primary and the upper gyms so that they can be accessed during the after-school hours, just in case need be, because the buildings are locked sometimes when you have basketball games. So that's pretty much my spill on that.
And one thing that we've been working towards as well is in this new law, any activity we have on school grounds, there has to be an AED within 3 minutes of that event. So that's what's prompted her to try to get some new AEDs, make sure that we're in compliance with that. So.
Yeah, we want to have it where we're within hopefully 3 minutes of getting that AED to that person. So.
Thank you, Ms. Hunt.
Okay, thank you so much.
On the EIA-R4, that's the retention policy. So I've met with all the principals, gone through, made sure that our retention policies are accurate according to the policy that you have in front of you. And then the last item is EIED. That is, we already brought that to you. So the EID policy has already been approved. It was approved back in July. We're bringing it back to you because there's more changes with the legislature. So Mr. Ballard is the one that's going to impact the most, along with our kiddos. So I was going to have him come up and kind of tell you guys some of the changes that we had to make to the EID policy to get in line with the new legislation. Thank you, Mr. Ballard.
Okay, thank you. So the reason why we kind of revisit this is once we did our October 1 report this year, we got an email from the State Department talking about any of our students that are opt-out or core curriculum. It's going to go against our graduation score, which will lower it, because right now we have 10 seniors that are on that. And again, that's public knowledge. So we're going to start this spring, and we're going to put everybody on the new graduation requirements to get everybody on that track. It's one graduation track. So it's not a bad thing. It's four units of English, 4 math, 3 science, 3 social studies, 6 pathways, and then 3 units of elective courses. So we're just going to go ahead and get ahead of the game, start having those meetings with our parents this spring, and take them off the core track and get them on the new graduation requirements. Any kind of questions?
And this did not change the number of credits that we have in POTO.
We still have 25 credits.
Didn't change that piece.
To graduate. It's just different pathways, and they can earn some math and science. This summer we'll be bringing, I'll be getting with the SEC, bringing some new classes. We can put some science credits, math credits, things like ag mechanics. Ag mechanics has a lot of geometry, things like that, just for example. So if we can get that approved at a local level, that is the good thing about this new policy, is we have local control over it. So as long as we are honoring those credits, they can get a math class in ag mechanics, science credit, say in facts, food science, so they can kind of suffice those credits at an earlier rate and then take more classes their junior and senior year, stuff that they're interested in. Hopefully increase our graduation rate, and hopefully goes across the board.
Would you say this new adjustment gives us more flexibility with our kids?
It gives us a lot more flexibility because, again, they can start earning those math science credits in 8th grade. Now, we will still require our students here at POTO to take 2 math that's equivalent to Algebra 1 or higher, no matter what. So they're not going to be able to get all 4 of them in 8th grade or 9th grade. We're still going to get them ready for the real world, even if they're in college or going to the career side of things. So we're still going to be stringent on what we require here in POTO because, again, we want to be the best in public education.
Anybody got any questions on that policy? Thank you, Mr. Ballard.
Thank you.
If you guys, do y'all have any questions on any of the 5 policies that we're bringing to you guys tonight? Okay.
If there's no questions or comments, I'd entertain a motion.
I move we accept the 5 policies in item number 11.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Discussion and vote to approve or not approve a memorandum of understanding between POTO Public Schools and Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education.
Yeah, so this is a new piece. Myrna came to me and brought this to me. It's in your packets, and basically what it's allowing is it's allowing those individuals that are on TANF or on DHS it's basically pushing them into diplomas, trying to get degrees for those people that need it, that might not have it. So I asked Myrna if it's going to have an impact on her negatively or positively. She doesn't think it'll have much of an impact at all. However, it's a good opportunity, and hopefully if it does have any impact, it'll bring more people into the adult ed program.
Any questions or comments?
I'll make a motion, we approve the memorandum.
I'll second his motion.
All right. Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Discussion and vote to approve or not approve activity fundraisers for the 24-25 school year.
Yeah, so we only got one in there, the 7th and 8th grade center, little fundraiser for the library.
I move we approve fundraiser.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right, facilities report.
Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, we have begun work on the new administration building a couple of weeks ago. Everything's going good so far. Electric is temporary power has been put in, so they have lights to as you've been in there, it's pretty dark in there at times. So they have lights to work by. Plumbers have been in, rerouting some draining and things in the restrooms. Sheetrock guys have been there this week, created one additional hallway, opened up another doorway there. So a lot of stuff's going on. They have been able to get the HVAC condensing units, which I was a little concerned about, trying to match those up with the existing air handlers that were there. So they're on site now. So everything's looking really good right now. Maybe in it a little quicker than we originally expected. So as of right now, we're kind of looking at early 25 to possibly be done with that building. So everything's going good there. Football field turf, been in contact with Hellas Construction. They're pretty much on standby and ready to go in the next few weeks. As soon as football season gets over, hopefully that extends a little further than you know, we hope they make it all the way to the championship and win. But so we'll get started on that immediately after football season is over. Transportation, mentioned last month that we had been awarded funding for 10 electric buses. And doing some research and talking to some other districts around the nation, Michigan, Georgia, Texas, that had all been awarded funding for Bluebird buses. They all had similar issues to what we've had with ours. Not with all their buses, but at least one. And most of them didn't have, but 4 or 5 maybe. We still have issues with ours currently. It was thought to be corrected last week. They sent it over to Ross Transportation. They wanted to check on it. They did some test drives with some various variables. It had an issue again, so it's back in Cummins in Oklahoma City, which I'm glad it happened there and not sent all the way back here, and then it's happened to send it back. So in doing that, we have, as a leadership team, elected to reduce that number from 10 to 2. Okay, we feel comfortable with 2. We don't feel as comfortable with 10, given all the information that we have. I think it's still early in the EV game for electric buses, for school buses. And hopefully there'll be some other opportunities down the road, but we just felt like it was more prudent to just stick with 2 right now and let them kind of iron things out. In saying that, when I told Woodward that we were not taking 10, I did have a conference call with their VP of sales and some regional service managers, and one of the issues that had us concerned is the distance to the nearest Cummins electric certified mechanic. And they promised that they would be working with the local Cummins dealership in Fort Smith to get an EV certified mechanic on site there. So that's an issue throughout. I mean, they're working through those. But it definitely grabbed some attention at Bluebird to get those guys on a call. So we feel good with 2, and we'll move forward with that, and hopefully everything works out. So, do you have any questions on any of that?
Do you want to kind of fill everyone else in, I guess, on the status of the current activity buses and why we're needing to replace them?
So yes, the Thomas red and whites, the big red and whites that we have are 2008 models. They are still in working order, but they're 16, 17 years old, you know, at this point. Had a lot of miles put on them. So we have ordered 2 that will be relatively the same as the 2021 that we purchased a couple years ago. It will not be air brakes, which helps us from a drivability standpoint, because not everybody has air brake certification. So it'll be a hydraulic brake bus. Both of those will be hydraulic brakes, and very similar, and they will look very nice. They'll be wrapped just like the one, the newer one that we have, and all of our activity teams and groups will be proud to be in those buses. So expect those mid-summer probably next year. I don't know that we'll get them by the end of this school year, but hopefully before the next school year we should get them. So.
And you say it's still working, but they are starting to have some issues, right?
They do. I mean, we have to put a full tank of Freon in each one of them at the start of the year. And, you know, $300 a pop these days. And just, they have issues. I mean, they're still very functional. They're safe to drive for sure, but, you know, they're not as comfortable as some of the others. So.
I tried to get a Freightliner at the conference, but I couldn't get a PO. So.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. So.
And we did, speaking of that, we did talk about, you know, Freightliners and these newer models. The difference is, right now, we have 3, 1 that works well, 2 that don't work great. We figured instead of getting 1 additional, we could get 2 for the same price. So going ahead and getting our fleet up to par with 2 instead of 1 nicer one, we felt like that was the more prudent way to go. Replace both of the 2008s.
Got to give us some extra capacity. We won't get rid of the 2008s immediately. You know, we'll still have some capacity there, which we need at times. Not all the time, but you know, there are those occasions.
Superintendent's report.
Yep. So today we honored veterans. It was pretty cool. Miss Tillery and I, of course, we're busy. We're running around, but we got a chance to go to all 5 sites and watch Veterans Day assemblies. Saw some of you there. It was pretty cool to get to watch our site, our principals lead their buildings through Veteran Day assemblies and the way that our kids and veterans interact. You know, not everywhere do veterans show up at all your different sites, especially if you have 5 in the same town. But we had veterans at every single site, so pretty cool to watch our kids see that piece. So we definitely enjoyed that today. And then also want to talk to you guys about the POTO Virtual Academy. This is the first time in an open meeting that I brought this to you guys. So I want to fill you in on kind of what we're working on and what I'm wanting to bring to you in December. So we've got multiple reasons for why we need a virtual academy in POTO. We have a vision of every pirate every day. And I would say that in LaFleur County, we don't necessarily serve all of our kiddos, and certainly not right here in POTO. We've got a ton of kids that are trying to do virtual through EPIC or other types of virtual schools. What we're putting together is we're wanting to have a virtual academy right here in POTO next year that not only serves the kids that want a virtual experience, but those kids that want to have a high school experience as well. So we're putting together a program where if you are a PKMS band kid, but maybe you're a little bit on the spectrum and the social piece really bothers you, this kid's going to be able to go virtual, but still come to school and be a part of that band program all the way up through. So we want to have a hybrid program where our kids can get the virtual component if they need it, but then at the same time be involved in cheer or music or band or FFA or any of the other electives that we offer. So this is one that I think is going to be a huge win for LaFleur County, not just POTO, because there's not a virtual academy in our county that serves the kids virtually and gives them an opportunity to be a part of a school. So really excited about this piece. In fact, we met today working on finalizing our handbooks. Next Wednesday, we're heading to Tulsa with our committee, some of our committee, and we're going to be at Broken Arrow and Sand Springs. Both of those have a hybrid virtual academy, just like what we're wanting to propose to you guys. And we're hoping that in January, we bring a full proposal to you guys for that. So just giving you a little bit of heads up of what we're wanting to bring to you guys. And then obviously in January, if you guys approve that, then we'll move forward, and we'll have to move pretty quick at that point to get everything in place for FY26. But we've got a pretty functional handbook right now after our meeting today that I feel pretty good about, and bring more to you guys in the future. So it's definitely excited about that. I think it's definitely going to help every pirate every day.
Awesome. That's cool. Thanks. All right, is there any new business?
No.
I'd entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I make a motion we go into executive session.
Second. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, 6:53. and real property pursuant to Title 25 Oklahoma statute sections that related to those matters. No other matters were discussed. No action was taken. Those present for the meeting were the board members and Mr. Kipnick. The board returns to open session at 7:01 p.m. I would entertain a motion to approve or not approve the resignation of Sheila Williams.
I move we approve that resignation, Sheila Williams.
I'll second his motion.
Is there a second? All right, that's the second. Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Vote to approve or not approve the employment of Tyler Davis as the baseball league coach and Samantha Sellers as PKMS office clerk.
I move that we approve Tyler Davis as lay coach and Samantha Sellers as office clerk.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
And entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That's pretty good, guys. We covered a lot of stuff right there in an hour.